Hello, thank you for joining me for Card of the Week. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm going to use the Fairy Oracle deck. This is a card for the week beginning 5th of September 2021. Okay, so let's have a look what we got. Wait for winter. Yeah, well, yep, it has been getting a little bit colder, hasn't it? There you go, there's that card. So it says there, if you can see that, a little bit blurred, isn't it? Sorry about that. Okay, during the colder months, the Fairy Queen of Winter will help you manifest your most heartfelt wishes as long as your intentions are for the highest good of all. Okay, well, that's interesting because last week, if you caught the card for last week, which was a mutable moon, nothing set in stone, I was actually talking about manifestation and thinking about what you want from the future, and also the fact that a lot of other people would want the same thing, so that you needed to keep that in mind and look at the positive things and being positive, optimistic for the future, and forgetting about all the bad stuff that you're hearing. You stand up against it, you stand your ground, and you look at optimism and positivity. Keep that in your mind at all times, and work for what you want out the future without manipulation, blackmail, threats, fear, or negativity. So this card is basically saying the same thing, but it's also saying that the Fairy Queen of Winter will help you manifest your heartfelt wishes. Okay, so are we in for a cold spell this week, maybe? Are we going to see the arrival of an early winter? That is an interesting one. Whether it's temperature-wise or whether it's emotional-wise. Maybe a bit of both, for instance. So are we going to see a lockdown this week? I know there's been talk about it for the last few months about a lockdown in September. And I actually read a post a few months back on Facebook saying there was going to be a lockdown in September and that the councils knew about it for several months. And this is in the UK, by the way. So if you're anywhere else in the world, I don't know what's going on there, but I'm talking about the UK there. So if the councils have known about it for several months, that sort of tells me that it's planned and it's nothing to do with, anything else that we're hearing about, statistics, which are a complete and utter pack of lies and stuff like that. It can't be true if it's all planned well in advance. So let's see what's happening this week with that then. There could be a lockdown. A difficult one, but let's have a look here. It says winter, but she's wearing a white dress, which is purity and innocence. She's got purple around her, which is the crown chakra. So this is, oh, actually, maybe look a bit blue on the screen. I think in some areas it looks a bit blue when I'm looking at on the screen, but it's actually on the card, it's actually violet, lilac and purple, which is the crown chakra, and she's wearing a white dress. So this is news from divinity. Whatever is happening this week, it's supposed to happen. It's coming from up above rather than anything else. This is supposed to be happening, and it's helping us get the future that we want. So although I'm saying we need to stand our ground, we do need to stand our ground, but we also need to realise that things are changing for the better. And in actual fact, I'm going to pick another card as well. Let me just add some bit of clarity on this one. I think let's pick another card out. Coming together. Okay, if you can see that one there, it says fairies like to be busy, and a group of them is showing you that many hands make light work. Working as a team helps get the job done. Okay, so you've got the manifestation, and as I was saying, you've got to keep in mind positivity, optimism for the future. Other people want a good future as well, so bear in mind that we all need to work together on that. Teamwork, working together. You've got loads of colours on that card, especially greens. And again, you can't really see it on the screen, but I think it looks more brown on the screen, but that's actually green at the bottom there. And most of this card are various shades of green. You've also got her wings there are purple. Again, this is divinity. You've got the green, which is the heart chakra, which is love. So we need to bear in mind that we're all in the same boat right around the world. These different fairies are representing people around the world. We're all in the same boat. We all need to act together. We all need to be there for each other. And this is, I mean, you can see here as well, they've got the water. Water is emotions. He's standing in the water, whereas the others, she's on the banks. I think she's on the bank. She's pouring water into, it could be the water of life. And you've got orbs, which is spirit guides. You've got the vegetation there, which is fertility, growth, progression forwards. So both of those cards are very optimistic cards for this week. But it's also telling us we need to stand together, we need to work together, we need to be there for each other, we need to help each other out and be a community. And regardless of who you are, where you are, it doesn't matter. We're all in the same boat. And it's not just humans, just remember that the animals are going through this as well. It's human and non-human alike. We have to stop thinking in terms of human and think in terms of life. Life is important. And if you're religious in whatever sense, if you believe in God and are not religious, I'm not religious, but I believe in God. Or if you believe in the universe and the Big Bang Theory, at the end of the day, something created us. It created life. Okay, it created life. It didn't destroy it. And therefore, life is sacred. Life should be respected in every form it comes in. And it's time that we saw things as life and not as human or non-human. Time to get rid of that concept altogether, I reckon. So yeah, those are really nice things to come up. Just keep positive, keep optimistic. I think it might be a bit of a difficult week to get through with the winter, whether it's cold or whether there's a lockdown, but there's a lot of things coming out of it. And I think there's going to be a lot of news about people being kind, people being generous, people being helpful. I reckon we're going to be hearing a lot of news about that as well. The same as we did with the very first lockdown. If you remember, all of a sudden people were trying to help other people out. The elderly, for instance, and the vulnerable, people were trying to help them out. I reckon we're going to be hearing that again because people are getting so sick of what's going on. And I think by now people have heard a lot of the truth that's coming out and are realising that there's a lot of nonsense that we've been told. Okay, so I'll leave that where it is anyway. So that's a card for this week, 5th of September 2021. Please click subscribe and like, to leave any comments down the bottom. I will leave a link to this deck down the bottom as well, so if you want to see some more, because these are absolutely beautiful cards. Okay, and thank you for joining me, and I'll catch you next week. Bye.